Right, I'm sitting here with Chris the Wolf Thompson, coming back from Tanzania with your win. First fight on the contract. How did it feel?
It was really good to get back in the ring, just get back in action, and shake off so-called ring rust, which I actually surprisingly didn't have any. I felt very comfortable from the first minute of the first round. It's good to be back, and we'll be back there very soon.
Isn't it crazy? I mean, you're going to Tanzania. I mean, you literally concluded the contract a couple of weeks ago, and now you're going to be having another fight coming up in the future. Can you talk more about that?
Yes, I'll be fighting on the 30th of July for a nice big title. I can't disclose what title just yet. We've got to just tie up all the loose ends. But that will be done by the end of the week, so you guys will see an announcement by the end of the week. All the emails have been sent out to the sanctioning bodies and things like that. That'll be the 30th of July in Tanzania again, and then I fly with my trainer Shannon straight from Tanzania to Bulgaria to fight on the 4th of September, which will be broadcasted live on ESPN.
Now, you said something to me that I thought was crazy. It was like Tanzanian media is like so much bigger than South Africa.
Massive.
You showed me the numbers. I mean, how does it feel to be treated like that?
It was at first it was pretty overwhelming. I'll be honest. The media presence at the event at the Rumble in Dar was unbelievable. I have to take my hat off to Jackson Group and to Epic Sports Entertainment and to KCB Bank, which sponsored the event. They did an extremely good job. There were millions and millions and millions of views on the fight, and it went worldwide. It actually played on Sports Scene this morning in LA and in London. So it's still going worldwide. It's been really big. They broadcasted it to over 35 countries. It was broadcasted in America. It was really the media presence was exceptional.
Well, let's go back to the fight again. You managed to beat the guy every single round. You did predict a knockout before, so I mean, how did it not come? Let's put it that way.
Look, I'll be honest, that Dowdy was very, very tough. I hit him extremely clean. I hit him to the body clean. I hit him to the head clean. But he was able to take the punches, and that's just how it is. But to be honest, I'm very grateful that I got the rounds. It was good for me to get the rounds. Obviously, my next one's going to be a 12-rounder for a title. So, going those 6 rounds was actually the best thing that could have happened to me. And, I outclassed him for 6 rounds, and I showed that there's levels to boxing, and I didn't dip down to his levels because, sometimes these spoilers, they can make you look average. And I didn't allow that to happen. I kept my distance. I stuck to the game plan, and I worked on everything that we did in the gym. I did in the fight.
Well, let's talk about the fight being in front of a crowd. Obviously, in South Africa, we haven't got to that point yet where we're allowing crowds. So how was it to be back in front of a crowd?
It was great, to be honest. The Tanzanians love boxing. It's actually their second biggest sport, and it was really big. All the ministers of sports were there, the directors. There were a lot of politicians at the event, and they really seemed to enjoy it. And the crowd, the people there, they love boxing. Even when you walk on the streets, the people stop and they welcome you with big arms, and they offer you free things. They love boxing, and the crowd was a very nice crowd. They were fair. Obviously, they were supporting their people, but as soon as they could see that I was winning the fight, they all came up to me after the fights and congratulated me, and it was a great experience.
Now, I know that you're going where your promoter basically gives you fights, and Tanzania was the location, but would you advise like South Africans that are potentially going to be imported to come fight in Tanzania? Is that a country that they would want to fight in? Definitely.
Tanzania, the show was exceptional. The setup was exceptional. Everything about it was really good. They're fair, and the people are extremely welcoming. So if guys are getting calls to go to Tanzania, my suggestion would be to go there. As you said, obviously Vilo Gotsev, my promoter, sent me there. He's going to be the one sending me there again in July, and then he will also be the one sending me to Bulgaria in the 4th of September. So wherever he sends me, I'll go, and whoever he puts in front of me, I'll beat.
Now, obviously, when you sign with the overseas promoter, there's always a bit of people getting a bit scared to do so because they put their whole career on the line. For you, do you feel different about it?
To be honest with you, Vilo is a great man. He's a man of his word, and he's given me a very big opportunity, and he's also given me a very big platform to do what I love. So the ball's in my court now, and it's up to me to put on good performances and to put on good fights, and to show that I really can be in the mix with the best of them. And so I'm extremely grateful to Epic Sports and Entertainment for giving me the opportunity and for giving me such a contract of such magnitude and giving me so much time to fight and so many times that I can expose myself to big stages. So, to be honest with you, I wasn't nervous because I met him face to face, and then we did the contract. I'm just really excited.
And let's talk about this. Will be an easy one for you to talk about. Shannon Stradom. I mean, he was on the road with you as your coach. How did you feel that whole gel going together on your first fight together?
It was amazing, to be honest with you. Me and Shannon, we work extremely well together, and I've said it before. Shannon's boxing IQ is really surpassed. It surpasses a lot of people, and I'm not sure if you watch the fight, you'll see in the corner we didn't really even talk much. I didn't sit down in the corner. I didn't take my gum guard out. I wasn't tired. Everything that we did in the gym to work for this game plan, it worked perfectly well. So there wasn't much for us to discuss in the corner. Everything was going according to plan as we planned it in camp, and it made the fights extremely easy. Shannon made the fights extremely easy, gave me the right game plan. We've already got our next opponent for the 30th of July, and he's already worked out a game plan, and we're going to stick to the game plan, and it's going to work on the 30th of July, and I'm going to be and the new.
Well, I saw you guys afterwards. You jumped on a boat, I think it was. You guys were having some fun, having a swim, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened there?
That was crazy. We met some South Africans actually came to the fight, and they came up to us afterwards, and they invited us on their yacht the next day after the fight. And they hosted us extremely well, and we went sailing down the coast of Zanzibar, and we just enjoyed the victory. And now, I'm back in the gym. I landed on Sunday. Monday morning I was back in the gym. I had 2 sessions on Monday. I've already done another session today, and we had to celebrate that win there, but we had to leave that win where it was, and just move on and take the win and just move on to the next one so we can win on the 30th of July.
So I'm going to ask you a question, but it's kind of obvious because I think that you have to love travel to enable to fulfill your contract. But do you love travel?
I don't love flying. That's the thing about me. I really don't like flying. I struggle with motion sickness, but I do love to travel, and I do love to go to guys' backyards and beat them in their backyards. It's a great experience, and it's a blessing that boxing gives us. It gives you the ability to travel the world. But I believe I don't want to fight in my home country only. I believe if you want to be the best, you got to go to guys' home crowds and have their crowd cheering for them and booing you, and it puts you in that mental space where you got to adapt, and I love traveling to guys' hometowns and beating them in their hometowns and then gaining the respect afterwards. It's a great feeling.
Well, you said in this particular fight, first 30 seconds the crowd was cheering for your opponent, and then all of a sudden it turned and they were cheering for you.
Yeah, look, obviously the Tanzanians are very proud people, very loving people as well. So they love their fighters, and they really do cheer their fighters on, and they don't really like foreigners. But from the first 30 seconds, as I hit him with my first couple of clean jabs to the body, the crowd changed completely, and they were actually in support of me. So it was great.
Do you think the next time you go to Tanzania that, obviously they'll know you a little bit better, maybe they'll cheer for you from the onset?
Yeah, definitely. After the fight, they were very welcoming. A lot of the guys came up to me afterwards, and, they just embrace you and encourage you. So next time I go there will definitely be a couple of fans as the Wolfpack.
Do you have any sort of travel advice for anyone that is from South Africa that might be going that way in the future?
Don't pack a jacket. It's very hot there. Tanzania is extremely warm. But it's a beautiful country, beautiful people, and if South Africans are planning on fighting on those cards there, I would definitely encourage them to do so.
All right. So basically, in like a synopsis, you enjoyed your time. It was a good experience, and on to the next, right?
100%. Yeah. So look, we enjoyed the time. It was a great fight. We got the win, but we left the win in Tanzania. When we left in Tanzania, now we're back straight into camp and preparing our fight again in 8 weeks' time, which is the biggest blessing. Thanks to Ivalo Gotsev, I've got a whole big plan mapped out for me, and we can work really nicely to the next game plan, work well with my strength and conditioning coach, work well with my recovery team from Santo Cryo, and work well with Shannon, and we can really put a great plan together for this next fight.
Well, one thing I didn't ask you was the heavyweight division. Obviously, you're moving up from cruiserweight to your very first fight as a heavyweight. How did you? Well, is it your first fight? It's your first fight as a heavyweight, yeah. So, I mean, how did that feel? It
was great, to be honest with you. It was exactly what I said to you in the interview before. The guys are a lot slower on their feet, not able to move and change angles and so on. And I found it a lot easier to keep my range. Obviously, this guy was very short, so I had to bend my legs a lot, which I adapted to, and I bent my legs because I didn't want to be punching down too much. Also, I knew I had to dig to the body, so I had to sit on my punches a bit. But it went exactly according to plan, and it was a great experience, and I'm looking forward to my next fight in the heavyweight division. And I came in nice and heavy, I don't need to be bigger than that. I came in at 109 kilograms, and any bigger than that is a waste. You know,
It'll be slow.
yeah, it's heavy. You know, I'm heavy. I'm strong at 109 kilos.
Well, for everyone that wants to know what's happening next with Chris Thompson, in case I don't get the interview fast enough, he's working on his next fight, so follow his social media accounts to obviously get the news on that. Chris, lastly from you, a thank you, shout out for anybody.
Yeah, obviously thank you to everybody back home that were watching it. I got huge love back from South Africa. You know, I really got nothing but positive energy from people. So from that, I just want to say really from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much, Wolfpack, for supporting me. It's only the beginning. Soon we're going to be back in the ring, 8 weeks. To my sponsors, I just want to say a massive thank you to Bidvest, McCarthy, Ramberg. Thank you very much for all the assistance. You know, they get me to training, to Transvaal training. Thank you very much for all your assistance. To CQC Africa, and then to my management system, Pro Sports International. I just want to thank you guys. You know, without you guys, none of this is possible. So a massive shout out to those guys, and massive shout out to everybody at home that loves the sport of boxing.